Jamia Millia Islamia has completed 100 years of its glorious existence. Politic India Media and Research has organized a web talk on this grand occasion. I, being an alumnus of this great institution, is feeling proud to speak on my alma mater. My alma mater is perhaps the only institution in India resulting from the womb of Indian freedom struggle has succeeded in attaining the highest glory among the multidisciplinary universities of the country, providing education from nursery to doctorate. So you are listening to its Tarana, anthem of Jamia Millia Islamia, gives me a kind of excitement that can't be expressed in words. Before speaking further, I would like you all to listen to this Tarana along with me. This melodious Tarana will explain you the great vision of the institution. शहरे आरज़ू मेरा शौक़ मेरा शहरे आरज़ू मेरा इथे मजन वो दीवाने लेके आके के दीवाने मुझे बराने वतन मुझे वो मुझे बराने वतन क्यों को रात मिला यही तो शौक क्यों को रात मिला साजनों का पैरा किसी ने होश को बसा जुनों का पैरा ये सुराग मिला को ये सुराग मिला रखते हैं रोशन दिल के भाग को किस तरह रखते हैं रोशन यारे शौक जी मेरा शहरे आज ये सितारों शौक की हस्ती शाम की सुबह की रस्म में कशी उदास रस्ते जाम रस्ते जाम नहीं रस्ते जाम रस्ते हासिल न पे तस्न लभी मैं कैसी कहा सूर्य
ये बस में दिल है यहाँ की सलाहे आम नहीं, ये बस में दिल है यहाँ की सलाहे आम नहीं। प्यारे शौक मेरा, प्यारे शौक मेरा, शहरे आरज़ू मेरा, शहरे आरज़ू मेरा, प्यारे शौक मेरा, शहरे आरज़ू मेरा। यहाँ पे शम्मे हिदायत में सिर्फ
सिर्फ अपनी न पे शम्मा हिदायत है
सिर्फ अपना ज़मीन, यहाँ पे किबलाए ईमान का गाए दिल है, यहाँ पे किबलाए ईमान का गाए दिल है। फख्र दीन यहाँ
पुत्र है
क़याम,
कयाम
यहाँ
फख्र है दीन यहाँ पुत्र है कयाम
यहाँ मेरा अरबी खुद हुसूल
मंजिल
मंजिल
है
है,
यहाँ पेरा रवि खुद हुसूल मंजिल है
शनावारी का तक़ाज़ा है नौबानो
तूफान
शनावारी
नगरी
का
का
तक़ाज़ा
तकाजा
है
है
नौबानो
नौबानो तूफान
बनारे मौज में आसूदगी ये साहिल है, बनारे मौज
मौज
में
में
आसूदगी ये
आसूदगी साहिल
साहिल है। प्यारे शौक मेरा, प्यारे
मेरे
शौक
शौक
मेरा, शहरे आरज़ू मेरा, शहरे
शहर
आरज़ू मेरा, प्यारे शौक मेरा, शहरे आरज़ू मेरा, शहरे आरज़ू मेरा, शहरे
Repeating few lines again. This is the land of my hopes. This is the land of my dreams. This is the place of men of vision and of those with a challenging thought. Here, conscience is the beacon light and conscience is the guide. Here is the Makkah of heart resides the guiding faith. Ceaseless movement is our faith, and blasphemy it is to stay still. Here the swimming urge seeks newer and newer storms. Restless wave itself is our resurrected soul. The great vision enshrined in Tarana must have inspired you. Now let us talk about Present Jamia. I have spent many valuable years of my life at Jamia Millia Islamia, where I received MA, MPhil, and PhD degrees in education. The Faculty of Education of Jamia is the leading center of educational studies in the country. The faculty has two departments, namely the Department of Teacher Training and Non-Formal Education, that is Institute of Advanced Studies in Education, and the Department of Educational Studies. It is also the School of Education set up under Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching. The faculty runs a dozen of programs, namely MET, MA Education, MA Educational Planning and Administration, MEd Elementary Education, MEd Special Education, BEd, BEd Special Education, BEd Nursery Education, Diploma in Elementary Education, Postgraduate Diploma in Educational Management, and PhD programs in education. There are 6 centers within the School of Education, namely Center for Pre-Service Teacher Education, Curriculum Research Policy and Educational Development, Center for Learning and Pedagogic Studies, Center for Assessment and Evaluation, Center for Professional Development of Teacher Educators, and Center for Teacher Resource and Academic Support. At present, the number of faculty members is around 50, 23 professors, 6 associate professors, and 23 assistant professors. My close association with several students from different disciplines is staying in the hostel with me, including student leaders and teachers having out-of-box orientation. I inculcated an interest in the interface of education with socio-political issues and movements. This led me to study student involvement in political activity at MPhil level and people's science movement at PhD level. I completed my MPhil study under the supervision of Professor H.R. Kidwai and PhD under the joint supervision of Professor Devendra Chandra Joshi and Professor H.R. Kidwai. Professor Kidwai was the professor of mass communication and director of Mass Communication Research Center. Now it is known as A.J. Kidwai Mass Communication Research Center. When I was doing Masters in Education, Professor Kidwai was on the Faculty of Education. Professor Joshi was a professor of education and also served as the head of the Department of Teacher Education, Teacher Training and Non-Formal Education, and Dean of the Faculty of Education. He was also an Emeritus Fellow. Before describing some of my memorable experiences with Jamia, I would like to explain the brief history of Jamia Millia. This history I have taken from my MPhil dissertation. During my study on students' political activity at the level of a university, I studied the history of Jamia Millia, which formed nearly a chapter in my MPhil dissertation. In 1920, Indian National Congress started mass movements in different parts of the country. The INC passed a famous resolution at Nagpur in 1920 calling for, I quote, gradual withdrawal of boys and girls from schools and colleges and earnest attempts to establish national institutions. By a national institution is meant any educational institution that does not receive aid from the government. It's not in any way controlled or inspected by government, unquote. The response of the students to the call for the boycott of schools and colleges was far more successful than any other form of boycott or non-cooperation suggested by Congress. The first to come in the field were the students of Aligarh University, when Mahatma Gandhi and Ali brothers, Maulana Shaukat Ali and Maulana Mahmud Ali, visited Aligarh and addressed to students. A tremendous response came forth, and students decided in favor of non-cooperation and refusal of all government assistance. They passed a resolution demanding that the university should be nationalized by disowning all connections with the British government and revising its curricula on national lines. But unfortunately, the unity among the students did not last long. A large number of students were persuaded to change their views or were withdrawn from the university by their parents. A small number of convinced students continued their fight for the nationalization of the university. When the trustees of the university did not relent, they established a new university, Jamia Millia Islamia at Aligarh, in October 1920 itself. This lead given by Aligarh was soon picked up in other parts of India. Within 4 months of opening the Jamia Millia Islamia, several national universities came into existence. For example, National College, Calcutta, Bihar Vidyapeeth, Gujarat Vidyapeeth, Kasi Vidyapeeth, and Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapeeth. Jamia Millia Islamia was shifted from Aligarh to Delhi in 1925 because its founders realized that it would be easier to function from Delhi, where the political climate was less hostile than at Aligarh. It refused to seek recognition at the hands of the English government despite many hardships. This policy continued after 1947 and up to 1960. Jamia had no permanent funds. It had received substantial aid from the government of Nizam and Bhopal, but its biggest source of income was a large number of its supporters called Hamdardani Jamia, whose number was around 7,000. They used to contribute a part of their earning to the maintenance of the Jamia. These are two main objectives of Jamia. It seeks to broaden the education of youth on their own cultural heritage without rejecting what is true and useful in the culture of others. It inculcates the spirit of service, of tolerance, of self control, and self respect. It aims at building character by providing adequately for the intellectual and emotional needs of growing mind and affording constant opportunity for active self-expression, and by replacing the discipline of fear by the development of initiative and responsibility. For realizing the above aims, Jamia used to conduct various activities different from British education system. Many of them still continue. Some of them are these. It imparts higher education in arts, social science, natural science, technology, and some other disciplines, with special provisions of religious education at undergraduate level, Islamiyat, Hindu religious studies, and integrated religion and culture are options. The medium of instruction of courses is Urdu and Hindi besides English. It continues to provide school education up to 1960. The primary school used the project method with a school garden, poultry farm, school bank, and cooperative shop fully managed by school children. There was considerable emphasis on the individual as well as cooperative work as an integral part of learning information. Now, none of the projects are running except for the school bank. Jamia was the first institution in India that started adult education program. Now it is running many adult education centers in Delhi and nearby areas with the help of the government. Jamia had a small-scale chemical industry which used to manufacture various chemical preparations of daily use with the help of school students. The preparations were tooth powder, Vaseline, soap, DDT, etc. The chemical industry functioned only up to 1947. Jamia provides craft education to its people, teachers in the faculty of education. This is also a remnant of Gandhi's educational philosophy and was implemented by Dr. Zakir Hussain in Jamia. Most of the national institutions founded at the call of Mahatma Gandhi's non-cooperation movement during the freedom struggle are either perished or struggling for their survival. Jamia Millia Islamia is an exception that gradually touched the pinnacle of success, but not without a cost. The University Education Commission 1948-49, popularly known as Radhakrishnan Commission, said in its recommendation that more and more rural universities must be opened on the pattern of Jamia Millia. But not a single university was opened on the pattern of Jamia. The Jamia, which started in response to Gandhi's non-cooperation movement, which opposed the then existing British system of education and had many rural elements in its curriculum, intending to prepare educated manpower for the development of rural India, also shed its rural elements gradually and became a modern university with various modern programs. At present, Jamia is functioning with 9 faculties, 36 departments, and 21 academic centers. It runs 266 regular programs, doctoral 56, master's 80, undergraduate 56, postgraduate diploma 15, advanced diploma and diploma 35, and certificate 24. It also runs 20 distance education programs, master's 10, undergraduate 5, postgraduate diploma 2, diploma 1, certificate 2. The present strength of students is around 16,000. At present, students from 31 countries are studying in Jamia. An evaluation of central universities done by HRD Ministry for the academic year 2019-20 found the performance of Jamia Millia Islamia outstanding. Jamia secured 95.23% in an overall assessment, as indicated in a letter sent to the university by the Ministry of Human Resource Development. It is a matter of great importance that the university is gradually rising and achieved its highest standard in the centenary year. Many once famous universities of the country could not sustain their glory for a century, but Jamia remained champion as a rural university of the past and as a modern university of today. The zeal for excellence of this national university is unparalleled in the history of India. Now I'd like to present a documentary which I have taken from YouTube that will give you a glimpse of modern Jamia. Here is the documentary for you.
The story of Jamia begins in 1920. The idea was born during the Khilafat movement, when the Ali brothers joined Mahatma Gandhi's non-cooperation movement to fight colonial power. Jamia Millia Islamia had its beginnings in a few temporary tents in the Aligarh province. The new initiative was hard to sustain, but its early founders, progressive, energetic and determined, shifted the institution to Delhi in 1925. Since then, Jamia Millia Islamia has never looked back. Spread across more than 200 acres of lush green land, the university today offers education, training and research facilitation to more than 16,000 students, with a wide array of multidisciplinary programs ranging from nursery to doctoral studies. To give a fair and equal opportunity to deserving candidates, the university holds national-level entrance tests for admissions. Using a number of effective teaching, learning and evaluation models for both faculty and students, Jamia follows a credit-based semester system that provides both comprehensive education and a systematic assessment of performance of students. The course curricula is designed to provide practical, skill-oriented training with a strong theoretical foundation. For its ability to provide research-intensive higher education, the university has earned an H index of 56 through the Scopus ratings. In order to keep in step with the times and the best educational institutions, Jamia has over the years added many academic centers, departments and courses. Unique and innovative, these courses create future changemakers who can thrive in a constantly changing modern world. An incubation center has been set up to promote indigenous ideas, technological innovations and entrepreneurship. Introduction of the Premchand Museum and M.F. Hussain Art Gallery are just a few examples of diverse and non-traditional development. The university continually upgrades its facilities and resources to keep in step with the ever-increasing demands in the educational sector. The university libraries have a holding of 6 lakh books and journals and offer a seating facility to 1,300 readers at any time. A digital resource center is another useful asset where students access academic references from across the world. The university is connected to the national educational and research community through the National Knowledge Network. Apart from its academic achievements, the university has contributed enthusiastically to the world of sport by nurturing many who today are national and international sporting icons. Jamia's world-class sporting infrastructure and coaching facilities provide a platform to pursue sports as a vocation. With a large number of students from over 31 countries, Jamia Millia Islamia has a vibrant and culturally diverse student community. Be it the students from other countries or the far-flung corners of India, the university hostels provide a safe and friendly environment to its residents. Creating a better environment is not restricted to the needs of students. The university aspires to build an environment-friendly campus through the use of renewable and sustainable technologies. Jamia encourages its students to participate in a range of extracurricular activities such as NCC and NSS. It invites students to learn and participate in administrative processes under the Student Support and Progression Program for a holistic educational experience. Apart from academic conferences and seminars, the students and faculty look forward to the annual Talimi Mela, a colorful carnival of learning and other cultural festivals. Initiatives such as the Gender Sensitization Program, SPARSH, coaching centers for underprivileged students, the in-house publisher Makhtaba, and university magazines like the Tehzeeb and Johar promote the welfare of students and help them become responsible members of the community. various extension activities and outreach programs such as a community radio, the Gerda Phillips Bond Daycare Center, and an all-women run canteen foster community development and participation. The imposing M.A. Ansari Health Center and the Dentistry Department cater not only to the students training in healthcare, but also to the neighboring communities. Accessibility to the management is an important mandate of the governing body. To this end, statutory bodies and redressal mechanisms have been instituted to look into various student and faculty affairs so that the workflow is efficient and transparent. The journey of the university has been long and successful. Yet, there are challenges ahead and hurdles to overcome. As it looks into the future, Jamia Millia Islamia is inspired by one mission: to nurture the vision of its founders extraordinaire.
Finally, I would like to share my personal experience with Jamia and its students. All along with my studies, here I stayed at SRK hostel, except in MA previous. I spent 7 years in the SRK hostel from academic session 1986-87. In a 4-storied hostel of 200 students, the strength of Bihari students was never less than 1/4. Fortunately, I was a very popular student in my faculty and hostel as well. Being a popular hosteler, debater, and a student activist, I was fairly known in the university. In the academic year 1986-87, I, along with my friend, won Professor Ali Asraf running trophy for the best debating team of the university. The huge trophy adorned my study table in the hostel for a year. The hostel was well maintained. Both vegetarian and non-vegetarian meals were served at a reasonable price. The laundry facility at a nominal price was also available. I enjoyed my hostel life to the fullest. As usual, hostelers are actively connected to various activities of the campus. My hostel was located just opposite to the main campus. During examinations, the reading section of the University Central Library remained open till late at night. Tea vendors used to sell tea and snacks on footpaths outside the main library entrance. Hostelers studying either in the library or in their rooms used to be tea vendors. I, along with my friends, often enjoyed late night tea after post-reading fatigue. The most favorite spot for spending leisure time for us was Jamia store, located opposite at Jamia School. We used to discuss various social, political, economic, and other issues here on a cup of tea. The memoir of Jamia would remain incomplete without a mention of Jamia store. With the expansion and beautification of the Jamia campus, The then existing store was removed. Its place has been taken by many beautiful canteens. The campus culture of Jamia was very cohesive. I thoroughly enjoyed the campus culture during all these years. Jamia, being an institution opposed to the British system of education and emerged as a rural university following Gandhian ethos of national education, still possessed the pride of a nationalist institution that played a crucial role in fighting colonial ethos and establishing a system of education suiting our needs and contexts. The culture of modern Jamia was equally cohesive and progressive. Thank you. Thank you very much.